So hey y'all, I'm back with another video. So tonight's video is yet again another Chioma Chats video on camera edition. Y'all already know what we're gonna do. Let's go ahead and cue that theme song. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chat. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Say Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Say Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Say Chioma Chats. Chioma Chats. Say grab a snack and bring it back. Hey, Chioma Chats. It's Chioma Chats. Say get it. Twerk. Shake. And it's Chioma Chats. Okay. Welcome back to another Chioma Chats video. Hope you guys are excited to see me. I've been loving just having my own filming room, filming on camera, just, so you guys can see my mannerisms and all of that. I know some of y'all prefer the podcast style, which I'll still do some of those. But yeah, I just like seeing you guys. I love, putting on hair and makeup and doing these different looks. So I'm getting back into myself. Now, before we get started, can you all do me one favor, okay? As y'all know, I always talk about my modeling company that was a modeling agency, but I'm turning it into just a modeling company. So more of a school training facility where we have teachers, more of a modeling sisterhood or sorority, if you will. That's basically what I'm doing. And I'm getting ready to relaunch it now that I've moved to Atlanta. That was really the goal of moving down here, was really making sure this business takes off down here. So I know some people have probably reached out to me. You can reach out again. I definitely saw it and I flagged it. The reason why I have not responded yet is because I was still in the process of getting the application and everything together. But I do want to let y'all know that I am going to be relaunching soon. So applications are going to be open between August 1st, 2025, all the way to the 31st. And then we'll spend 2 weeks going through all of those applications to select who is going to be invited to at least this first phase of Queen Team Models Atlanta. So I will have everything linked below, but all I want y'all to do is go over to the Queen Team Models YouTube channel, which I will link below. I spent all week uploading all of our content that we've done over the years. I even put, titles and dates and times so that y'all can see what I've done. So if you guys can just run up the views a little bit on those videos, they're no longer than a minute to a minute and a half, but just go check out the page, watch it, comment. I would really appreciate it. And if you are interested in joining, please let me know. You can contact me on the Queen Team Models Instagram or my personal Instagram account, or I will put up the email address as well. I'm always on there as well. So that's all I ask for you guys. Just go check out the page. I will link it down below, or our YouTube channel. Subscribe, because I will be having a lot more now that I'm in Atlanta. So moving on, by the title, we're going to be talking about none other than Shannon Sharpe, okay? And the absolute embarrassment of a situation that he found himself in. And yes, I am talking about that $50 million lawsuit that just got settled and dismissed with prejudice.
NFL Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe has settled a sexual assault lawsuit filed against him in Clark County. The lawsuit filed back in April sought $50 million. It will now be dismissed with prejudice, meaning it can't be refiled. Sharpe denied allegations of rape when they first surfaced and stepped away from ESPN, but pledged to return for the NFL preseason. Both sides have now reached a mutual agreement closing the case.
Honestly, before y'all start crying, saying, but he didn't do it, no one said he was guilty, but he damn sure was very stupid, okay? Because let's really talk about it. How do you go from being one of the most respected voices in sports media? He is an NFL Hall of Famer. He is a successful co-host on Undisputed with Skip Bayless. And now he's even killing it with his own podcast, which is Club Shay. I think it's really good, to turning into the cautionary tale of a horny old fool. Shannon, you are 56 years old, Shannon. Not 26, not 36, 56. You are almost 60 and out here soft launching relationships with 20-something-year-old OnlyFans models who is now allegedly a multimillionaire and retired, while you're out here still settling legal cases and tainting your legacy. Foolishness. Jesus Christ of jollof rice. Anyway, I wanted to talk about this because I think there is a lesson here, and it's simply, you cannot be old, freaky, and think you're untouchable. So I've broken this video down into 4 main talking points. So without further ado, let's get right into this video. So point number 1 is he's 56, she's in her early 20s. Make it make sense. Let's just state what the facts are. Shannon Sharpe is 56 years old, like I said. And this woman, Gabby Zuniga, is in her early 20s. That is a 30+ year age gap. Sir, what are you doing? Genuinely, What does a 56-year-old man and a 23-year-old girl have in common besides him paying for everything and her pretending to be impressed with his muscles or anything like that, right? To me, this was never going to be a love story. I don't know what they were thinking, but this wasn't a Nicholas Sparks novel, okay? This was a transactional setup that Shannon tried to emotionally romanticize, and he tried to downplay that, but that's what he was doing. You are rich, famous, and a very highly visible man, and you didn't see this coming? You didn't see the signs when you realized this girl was an active OnlyFans model? No shade, okay? Or when she started parading around your messages and leaking screenshots, or even when she hired Tony Busby, the same high-powered attorney who's practically made a name off of suing celebrities, like, you know, to go after you. You didn't see the signs? And this is not even about her age in theory. You know, I think it's more about the reality of how power and money and age basically kind of intersect. Like, you were a walking target, and instead of moving with discernment, you moved with your D. That's the wrong D, okay? Discernment, not D. And now you're here, legally fractured, money lost, dignity questioned. And let's be real, men like Shannon love to talk about being an alpha man, right? Or being top 1%, being high value, if you will. But how high value are you when you let someone basically finesse you out of your own legacy over a coochie coupon? I'm just asking, okay? I'm just asking. So moving on to point number 2, you can't pay a woman into respecting you, and vice versa. But in this case, a woman. Shannon's downfall is a direct result of confusing money with control. And I feel like a lot of so-called high value rich men think this. He thought, like many men of his status, that if he provided, if he paid, if he upgraded her life, that she would be loyal and that she would respect him and that she would protect his name. And look at what happened, y'all. This woman, and again, I don't knock her hustle as an OnlyFans model, but she used the relationship for what it was worth, like anybody would have. Now she's retired from OnlyFans, and this was her goodbye note. I read this, and she says, "Today I have decided to retire from OnlyFans. Thank you for the incredible support you've shown me over the past few years." This is crazy. "This community has given me a life I could have never imagined. I'll still be active on social media and have several new projects in the works that I can't wait to share," because there's always a part 2, right? And a sequel. "I'm truly excited for this next chapter. I love you all forever and ever." Babe, you're welcome. Can we clap it up for this young lady? Shannon basically funded her exit plan, okay? Her exit plan from sex work. She left with her bag, her dignity, kind of, not really, but kind of, okay? And not really any legal repercussions going against her. And he left with court records, with public humiliation, and an expensive lesson. This is the problem when older men chase younger women who clearly do not want you for you. And I don't like the whole, you know, older guy thing. I think that's so weird. I'm not knocking it if that's you, but I can't date somebody the same age as my dad. I don't know how y'all do it. Like, do he have gray hairs on his... Chioma, let me stop. But these ladies, they just want access. They want a lifestyle. They want storylines. And she basically got all 3. She got everything she wanted. She got the NFL legend. She got the public drama. She got the court case that worked out in her favor. She got the hush-hush settlement money. She left with a platform. You can't buy someone into valuing you. And I think someone with high status should know that. You can't spend your way into someone's heart. And if you're too old to know that, then you deserve every headache that comes with your delusion. Now, let's move on to point number 3, which is Black men love to blame Black women, but rarely hold themselves accountable. I had to wake this up because, you know, let's go deeper into this because honestly, y'all, I'm tired. I'm tired of the double standards. I'm tired of the hypocrisy and the constant scapegoating of Black women, especially when we're not even in the mess. Are there any Black women involved? No. But Black women get accused of being gold diggers, of being loud, of being entitled, of being ungrateful, you name it, okay? The list goes on. Meanwhile, the women who are actually cleaning out these high-profile Black men are most likely almost never really us. Look at the pattern. Whether it's this Gabby girl with Shannon Sharpe or Anna Montana with LaMelo Ball or any of Future's baby mamas that aren't Black women. And, you know, there's so many to talk about. The ones who actually walk away with checks and settlements and clout tend to be white, racially ambiguous, biracial, or Latina. Yet somehow we're always the problem. Doesn't make any sense. We're too strong. We're too masculine. We're not submissive enough. And because we don't let these men basically get away with bare minimum, and you shouldn't, they run to women who will perform submission for perks. That's really what it is. Submission for perks. And then these men act shocked when those same women perform deception just as easily. Like, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a bean, like we say in Philly. Shannon Sharpe has made multiple offhand comments shading Black women, especially darker skinned Black women, right? And he's pushed the same tired narrative that non-Black women are, like they say, easier to deal with. So he pursued the girl that fit that mold, and he's allowed to do that. But guess what? She finessed him, okay? And it's not that she was necessarily evil. It's that she did what he trained her to do, by his words. Get what she can from a man who clearly thinks being with her is a prize, right? You can't say Black women are so-called too difficult for demanding respect, and then as a Black man, you turn around and end up in court because the woman that you chased didn't respect you. Let's not forget, these men choose women who see them as walking ATM machines all the time. Not all of them, but a lot. And they get used, and instead of reflecting on their own poor choices, they point back at us and say, this is why I don't date Black women. And I'm not saying that Shannon did that in here, but that's what happens. And be for real, you're not dating Black women anyway. And yet somehow we're the problem of your downfall? Are you stupid? And can we talk about the audacity? Because it's never just the poor decisions that bother me personally. I see it for what it is, but it's like the public defense of it. A lot of Black men will bend over backward to protect these women and to also hide their own embarrassment that they have but don't want to admit, to avoid admitting that they got played. But if a Black woman had put them through even a fraction of what Gabby did, they would have gone on some type of week-long podcast tour about how Black women don't bring peace, right? Where is the accountability? I just want to know, like, are we going to get that? Where is the same energy? Because I guarantee you, if this was a 23-year-old Black OnlyFans girl suing Shannon Sharpe, people would have called her every name under the sun. Trifling, opportunistic, gold digger, low value, or being for the streets. But Gabby, she did get called these things, but she gets called young and misunderstood and complicated. And nah, Shannon Sharpe wasn't targeted because he was famous. Like, let's be real. He was targeted because he was predictable. I could have seen this coming. Even Monique told him, because he walked around giving his wallet to women who never cared about his legacy. And this goes back for decades. And if he had an ounce of self-awareness, he would have realized that his karma was coming in full glam makeup, taking selfies from his mansion, and thanking fans for their support. So let this be a PSA. Stop blaming Black women for problems that we did not cause. Maybe if some Black men, not all, started choosing women who cared about your character, regardless of their race and skin color, over your clout, you wouldn't even be in these positions anyway. But until then, good luck and Godspeed. Now, moving on to point number 4, a horny reputation is harder to clean than a criminal reputation. I'm gonna be real, okay? In today's digital era, being thirsty and horny is actually more damaging than being messy. Let's be real. Shannon Sharpe didn't get convicted of anything, okay? There was no trial. He's not being accused for violence per se. The case was pretty much dismissed, but none of that matters. What people remember is the actual scandal. What they remember is the headlines, the screenshots, the audio recordings, the settlement, the meme-worthy energy of a grown man, I'm talking grown man, getting sued over a woman he wasn't even married to. That's the thing with public image. You don't have to literally go to jail or be arrested to lose respect. You just have to look like a fool online. And Shannon Sharpe looks foolish, okay? And unfortunately, that's what Shannon Sharpe looks like right now. A well-oiled, suit-wearing, vocabulary-flexing fool. Because when people hear settled with prejudice, they don't think, oh, he's just innocent, is what it is. They think, oh, he paid her off. It doesn't matter if you were right or wrong. If you wrote a check to make it go away or to make it look better, what it looks like is that you look guilty. That's how public opinion works, especially when the woman is young, conventionally attractive, and white passing or a Latina. And trust, people will forget about your stats before they forget about your scandals. That's how it works now. Shannon could go and interview Barack Obama or Beyonce on Club Shay, and folks will still say, oh, that was a nice interview. You know, I like what they had to say, but ain't that the dude who paid off the OnlyFans girl to disappear? Ain't that horny old man? And that label is gonna stick. It literally becomes a punchline. And once the culture basically collectively laughs at you, it's kind of hard to rebrand. Like, I think of him completely different. Think about it. People still clown Tiger Woods, okay? People are definitely still side-eyeing Diddy. People still mention Kanye West a lot. These men made empires at one point, but their reputations are chained to who they were horny for, basically, right? And where they messed up at. And what makes it even worse is Shannon's previous image. This man was respected. He was sharp, literally, okay? Figuratively. He gave off uncle who got it together energy, but now you look like the uncle who got tricked by a girl who your niece follows on Instagram. Even if he bounces back professionally, that respect factor will never ever hit the same. That legacy stain is kind of permanent because now you're not just the Hall of Famer of the NFL or the sports media star. You're basically a cautionary tale. The one who talked too slick because he was talking crazy, the one who moved too reckless and ended up getting humiliated because you thought, okay, you thought a pretty face and a six-pack and six figures could buy you your youth, your loyalty, and protection. And it won't. This should be a warning to every man who's moving like Shannon. I don't care how old you are. If your ego is bigger than your discernment, you'll always be easy to play. And us girls out here, not saying me, is tricking y'all. And if your libido is louder than your legacy, don't be surprised when all people remember is the fall and definitely not your accolades. So just listing off my closing thoughts, I think Shannon Sharpe is a grown man who made grown decisions and had to deal with grown consequences, which a grown ass, right? He wasn't tricked, okay? He wasn't even set up to me. He volunteered for this circus, if you ask me. This was a long-term consensual situationship, his words, not mine, right? With a woman half his age and 10 times more strategic than he is. She walked away with money and with peace. She never has to talk to him again. He walked away with embarrassment and headlines, and we're going to keep talking about it. And frankly, I don't feel bad for him. I just don't. Like, not even a little bit. Because if you're old enough to be a Hall of Famer, you're old enough to know when you're being played, right? And you should. You wanted to be a sugar daddy? You got sugar taxed, okay? They taxed your ass. You wanted to feel young again? Now you're feeling broke, bruised, and basically logged out. So to every rich, powerful, aging man that's watching this, please send this to your grandpas and your uncles and whatnot. Take notes, okay? Your money cannot and will not save you from being stupid. It won't. And it won't save you from being horny without wisdom. It's going to be a liability for you, definitely not a flex. Shannon Sharpe, you played yourself. So that is it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Please let me know your commentary on my commentary down below. What do you think? What do you know? Let me know. If y'all don't mind, check the pinned comment. Like I said, I just uploaded a lot of content of my modeling company and we're going to be relaunching in Atlanta. We're opening up applications. So check out our content on our YouTube channel. I just want to get like that channel popping because I'm going to start posting on there again. So subscribe if you haven't already, comment. I would love to see what you guys think. We're definitely going to rebrand. Okay. Things are going to be a lot different, a lot cleaner, a lot more aesthetic, a lot more model-esque. I heard what y'all had to say and I'm definitely going to work on that. So thank y'all in advance. And as always, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media networks and I will see y'all in my next video. Bye y'all. Juicy like a kiwi. Bars crazy way that they was telling me to free me. And yeah, he called me Chi-Chi. He grabbing on my Chi-Chi. Damn, what you mean with the team? Green, white, green. So I ride to the beat, oh yeah. And I shake on the beat, oh yeah. Few bands for a feature, so my money know they spoil. Chioma, I'm hot, I bring water to a boil. Come on.